Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Class 6. Welcome back to your science classes. Your summer vacations are over now. I hope you were safe and healthy during the your summer vacations, and I wish you and your all family members a very healthy and safe life. You must have enjoyed also and relaxed also in your summer vacation, and your you must have revised your lessons also, I hope, and completed all your works which was given to you before the vacations in all the subjects. I have I hope you have completed your work. Now again it's time to study. Please take your studies very seriously, as we have only online option for studies. We can't have offline classes just now. But hope from the next week we can have an interactive class. We can have a face-to-face interaction. We will having our classes on Meet. The information will be sent to you by the school, and hope you will enjoy your face-to-face interaction with us. We are also missing you very much. Your school is missing you. We want to see your faces, your happy faces. So, most probably from next week, we are going to have a face-to-face interaction by having classes on Google Meet. And please be regular in those classes and promptly join the classes on time. Be regular, be attentive during the whole period. Before the vacations, we have completed two chapters of science. That first was sources of food, and the second was components of food. We have done the revision also of sources of food. So we today we will have a quick revision of the second chapter, that is components of food. In the previous chapter, sources of food, we have learned that we need food just not because we are hungry, but we need food for energy, growth, and repair of the damaged tissues of our body. In this chapter, we have already studied the components of food, the important nutrients of the food, and diseases caused if there is lack of some nutrients in our food. So, first, we shall discuss the term nutrient. What is nutrient? Nutrient means the substance that an organism needs for growth, repair, and maintenance of its body. Now, what are the main nutrients in our food group? Can you tell me the name of the main nutrient group present in our food? We have read this chapter in class 4 also and in class 5 also. I hope you remember the names. Can anybody tell me the names of these nutrients? Think. In March April we have completed this chapter. So can you recall those names? Yes, those names are the important nutrient groups are carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamins, and minerals. These are the five nutrient groups which make the important part of our food. Besides these nutrients, we need roughage and water, which we shall discuss further in this chapter during the revision. Now let us first study about the nutrients groups. The first nutrient group that we have to study is carbohydrate. You know that carbohydrates are called energy giving food because they provide the main energy needed by our body. So, it is obvious that a person who has to do more physical work will need more carbohydrate than a person who has to do less physical work or a person who is inactive. Okay, that is why a rickshaw puller or a daily wage laborer or a mason needs more carbohydrate than a person doing office job in a office. Okay, there are two types of carbohydrate as we have discussed, and those two type of carbohydrates were. Can you tell me the name of those two type of carbohydrate? Yes, those two carbohydrates were sugar and starch. These are the two types of carbohydrate which we eat in our food. Sugar, they are simple carbohydrate formed in the found in the form of glucose and fructose. The main sources of sugar are cane sugar and fruits such as banana, papaya, and mango and grapes. Then the next type of carbohydrate is starch. Starch is a complex carbohydrate. It is tasteless and colorless and white powder. It provides slower energy than sugars. And starch are found in wheat, rice, maize, bajra, potato, and sweet potato. So in this picture, you can see the main sources of carbohydrates. The main sources of carbohydrates are sugarcane, papaya, muskmelon, mango, potato, sweet potato, maize, bajra, wheat, and rice. These are the main sources of carbohydrates, and carbohydrates are the energy giving food. Now, we will discuss the next type of nutrient group, that is protein. Then carbohydrates were called energy giving food. And what are protein called? Protein are called body building food. And why are protein necessary? Tell me, why are protein necessary? They are necessary for the growth and repair of the body. That is why growing children and pregnant women and people recovering from illness need more protein in their diet. Protein can be obtained from plants also and from animals also. So, what are the best sources of plant protein? Anybody can tell what are the best sources of plant protein? They are soya bean, kidney beans, nuts, almonds, cashew nuts, groundnuts, pulses like gram, moong, and tur dal, and cereals like maize and wheat. These are the main sources of plant protein. Then, animal protein are also very good for health, and the animal protein are found in meat, fish, egg, milk, and milk products like cheese, paneer, and curd. So, children of your age especially needs protein. So, when you have food, have a rich protein diet food because you are in growing stage and you need more protein. Then the next type of the food group is fats. Fat is also energy giving food, and besides giving energy, fat also keeps us warm. And fat gives us more energy than carbohydrates. Okay. What are the sources of fat? They are ghee, oil, milk, butter, meat, etc. Okay. And but remember one thing, that we should not have excess intake of fat in our body, because excess intake of fat in our body causes obesity, and the amount of cholesterol in our blood increases, which causes heart diseases. So, and also have blood pressures and high blood pressures. So, excessive intake of fat is very harmful for the body. The next group is vitamins. What are vitamins? Vitamins are called as protective food. They are required in small quantities and they are protect us from diseases and they increase the immunity of our body. Different types of vitamin are vitamin A, B, C, D, E, and K. Each vitamin occurs in a particular kind of food and perform a specific function. Now I have given you this chart. In this chart you can see the sources of vitamins and their functions. The first vitamin is vitamin A. Vitamin A is found in green leafy vegetables, carrots, fish, liver, and oil. And the main function of vitamin A is to maintain healthy eyesight and healthy skin. The next vitamin is vitamin B. Vitamin B is found in green vegetables, eggs, meat, milk, and whole grains. And the function of vitamin B is to it helps in the proper functioning of digestive system and also the heart, nerves, and the muscles. The third type of vitamin is vitamin C. Vitamin C is found in amla, citrus fruits, tomato, guava, and green vegetables. Vitamin C is necessary for keeping teeth and gums healthy. It helps body to fight against diseases. Then the next vitamin is vitamin D. Vitamin D is found in milk, egg, yolk, fish, liver oil, butter. It is prepared in the body when the skin is exposed to light. And small children especially need vitamin D. That is why you must have seen that we keep newborn babies in sun for some time because vitamin D is essential for the normal growth of bones and teeth. Then the next category is of minerals. Minerals are nutrients required by our body for its proper functioning, normal growth, and good health. They are required for the formation of our bones, blood, and teeth. The important minerals are calcium, phosphorus, iodine, and iron. Now we shall discuss about each mineral. First is calcium. Calcium are found in milk, cheese, eggs, green vegetable, whole grains, cereals, and meat. And it is essential for the formation and hardening of bones and teeth and play an important role in the clotting of blood. The second mineral is phosphorus. Phosphorus is found in milk, cheese, green vegetables, bajra, liver, and ragi. It is essential for the formation of strong bones and teeth. Next mineral is iodine. Iodine is found in iodized salts, seafood, green leafy vegetables. It is essential for the formation of thyroxine hormone, and this hormone that controls physical, mental, and sexual development of our body. Then comes iron. Iron is found in green leafy vegetables, legumes, and spinach. It is essential for the formation of hemoglobin in the blood. So these were the important nutrient groups. What were these groups? Carbohydrate, protein, fats, vitamins, and mineral. Now the next important component of food is roughage. What is roughage? Roughage is the fibrous, indigestible material present in a food. It is also called dietary fibers. An example of roughage are found in unpeeled apple, half-crushed beets, porridge, fruits, corns, etc. Next important, what is the function of roughage? Roughage adds bulk to the food. It helps our body to get rid of undigested food and thereby prevents constipation. And it can also absorb a great amount of water and helps retain water in the body. Now, next important component of our food is water. You all know that water is a essential for life. And how do we get the requirement of water in the food? From the food that we eat, plus the water we drink, plus the beverages like tea and coffee. All these things give us water. What is the function of water? First, it transports substances and nutrients inside the body. Then, it regulates the temperature of our body by sweating, and it helps our body to absorb nutrients from the food. And we need 2 to 3 liters of water every day. If there is loss of water in the body, the condition is called as dehydration. And this, suppose there is excessive vomiting or loose motions, then we have dehydration and our body loses water. And in this condition, what solution is given to us? ORS, oral rehydration solution. Whenever you face excesses of vomiting or loose motion, you should have ORS, oral rehydration solution. Then, what is a balanced diet? Suppose you eat only one type of food every day. Is it good for your health? No. The food that you eat should have all the essential nutrients which is required by the body, plus it should have roughage also and water also. And if you are eating such a diet which covers all the nutrients, roughage and water, that means you are having a balanced diet. Okay? Balanced diet is necessary for our proper growth. Now, these were the nutrients and the components of food. If our body lacks a component of food for a long period of time, then it can causes a disease in us. And this disease is called as deficiency disease. Now, there are many types of deficiency diseases which is covered in your course. The first is the protein deficiency disease. Protein deficiency disease is also called kwashiorkor. This is caused due to lack of protein in the diet, especially in children. And this disease is common in among the children of 1 to 5 years of age. Now, what are the symptoms of the Kwashiorkor disease? In this, the growth is checked, skin becomes dry and scaly, hair becomes reddish, body swells up due to retention of water, and the belly area emerges out like a pot, and the limbs become very thin and bony. The second deficiency disease is protein, carbohydrate, fat deficiency disease. This is also called as marasmus, and this disease generally affects children or infants under 1 year of age. In this disease, the body becomes very lean and thin and so weak that a child may not be able to move. Skin becomes dry, thin, and wrinkled. Lips become very prominent, sunken eyes, and unable to digest and absorb food, and may also suffer from diarrhea. These were the two deficiency disease. Now we shall discuss about the vitamin deficiency disease. Yeah, like there are different types of vitamins, so there are different types of deficiency diseases which can be caused due to lack of these vitamins. First, due to lack of vitamin A, you can suffer from night blindness. What happens in night blindness? The patient has poor vision and you cannot see in dark, especially at night. Then vitamin B, lack of this causes beriberi. The disease is known as beriberi. And what happens in this disease? There is extreme weakness, swelling of the legs, loss of appetite and weight. Then lack of vitamin C causes scurvy, In scurvy, there is sponge and bleeding gums, loosening of teeth, and wounds take longer time to heal. And next is vitamin D, due to lack of which causes rickets, especially in children. The bones become soft and bent, and legs are bowed due to malformation of legs, and pain remains in the bones. So these are the various type of vitamin deficiency disease. That was lack of vitamin A, night blindness, lack of vitamin B, beriberi, lack of vitamin C, scurvy, and lack of vitamin D, rickets. Then there is mineral deficiency diseases also. Diseases which are caused with lack of minerals, like lack of iron. Lack of iron may cause anemia, in which there is less hemoglobin produced in the blood. In anemia, what happens? There is weakness and fatigue, loss of weight, pale skin, and loss of appetite. Then next is iodine. Lack of iodine causes goiter, and in this goiter, what happens? There is abnormal enlargement of the thyroid gland, retarded growth, and mental disability. You can see in the picture. Then lack of calcium in the body causes bone and tooth teeth decay. And the symptoms are weak bones, excessive bleeding of gums, stunted growth, and tooth decay. Then next is lack of fluorine. Lack of fluorine also causes dental caries, in which there are pain in teeth, sensitivity to hot and cold foods or drinks. These were all mineral deficiency diseases. Now, these so till now we have learned that we should have a balanced diet. Our diet should cover all the nutrient groups, roughage and water. Now, what happens if we take excess intake of food? Like balanced diet is important, same as an excessive intake of food is also very harmful. If we have excess intake of food, then what happens? It leads to an overweight condition. If we have less work and we eat in excess, then overeating of fat-rich foods leads to an overweight condition, and this overweight condition is called as obesity. Many people, especially children, eats a lot of junk food like burger, chips, soft drinks. All these food items contain large amount of fat and sugar, and due to lack of physical activities, fat gets accumulated in the body and causes obesity. Obese people may suffer from many diseases like hypertension, diabetes, and other diseases also. So, to control obesity, what should we do? We should eat a healthy food, do regular exercise, and avoid eating fats and carbohydrate rich food. This is all about the revision of the chapter. Now I am sending you a PDF of revision worksheet. You go through this revision lecture and the lecture which I have sent earlier also. Go through it, study the lesson carefully again and again, and when you are satisfied that you have understood the lesson, then try to solve the PDF which I have sent to you, so that you can revise and prepare for your unit tests, which shall begin from the first week of July. Most probably, the tentative dates are first week of July. So please be serious, complete your work, submit your copies on time, and get ready for a face-to-face interactive interaction in the coming week. We can have we can see your faces. You can also see your teachers, and I hope you will be feeling very much excited about this. After a long time, we will have a time to see you, and you will also find happy. You will also feel happy to see us on the interactive classes. So prepare your mind for that and be regular in your classes. Okay. Do the revision worksheet. Don't when you are solving the revision worksheet, don't open your books and copies. Try to do honestly. Okay, children. So this was the revision of the chapter 2. This chapter 1 and 2 will be coming in your unit test 1. So I have done the unit revision. Now in the next on the next term I will start the new chapter which will come in unit test 2. Okay. Allah Hafiz. Best of luck for your unit test.